Hi and welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure to subscribe. This is another corset making tutorial where I will be using this vase of scrappy fabric. So this is the same fabric I use to decorate my Christmas tree, and I also want to use it to make something else. So as a maker, you could actually make anything from anything. So this is the gold fabric, and this is the remaining of my recreation of celebrity dress. This is the fabric I use on the ruffle pieces. And for this tutorial, I will be getting my corset pattern from my body form. So if you don't have a body form and you want to make this corset, I have a video where I showed how to draft a corset pattern from a normal pattern. So you could check that video out. The link will be up here and on the description box. So let's start making our pattern. So to make this pattern, you need a tape. So this is a drape tape as they call it. And I'm just going to be taping out my corset style. And of course, I'm using the brack up method. So first thing first, I'll start by taping out the round curve on the bottom of the back cup, as that is what I need on my pattern to join the cup back to the top. And once I'm done with that, I'll take the back cup off, put that aside, and start taping the style lines of my top. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like... Now I'll be taping my waistline. This depends on the corset top length you're going for. For me, this top is about 1 inch below my natural waistline. So if you're going for a longer top, you know what to do. Take your measurement first and tape on your desired point. And I'll be taping on half of this dress form, just as we do on pattern making. And when I trace out and cut on fabric, I'll be cutting 2 of each pattern pieces. Next, I will tape on my center front line and also tape the 1/2 inch distance between each cup. So when I cut on fabric and sew, I'll be having 1 inch distance between my cups. Now I'm taping my bust line to the back, and next I will be taping my center back line. As you know, as you already know, the corset has a lacing at the back. So to make room for the lacing, I will be taking in 2 inches from the center back waistline. That is where the center back line will be starting from, so I can have enough room to lace the back of the corset. And the back will be having 2 panels, and the front will be having 3 panels on each side. When I first saw you, I knew this. When I'm with you, I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you, I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. Now it's time to trace out the pattern. I will be using this soft tissue paper, as this is what I have available at the moment. So I'll start by pinning the paper to the dress form, and I will be using my hand to smoothen the paper so it can relax properly on the form. and I'll be using my marker pen to trace out the pattern. So I'll be doing a lot of snipping so the paper can relax properly on the form. And now I'm just tracing out the center front, and I will trace out the curve of the cup. This part is very self-explanatory, so just watch what I'm doing and you understand it better.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desk.
As you can see, snipping through the paper helps it relax properly to the dress form. So this is what I'll be doing till I trace out the whole of the pattern bit by bit. And now I'm just taping the side seam of the pattern because I forgot to do that earlier. So like I mentioned, the front will be having 3 panels on each side and the back will be having 2 panels on each side.
I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing. Sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings.
Now I'll be labeling the pattern so I don't get confused at any point. So make sure to do this because when you cut the pattern and separate them from each other, they might get confusing sometimes. So make sure to label your pattern. Now I've gotten the first and second pattern pieces for the front. I'm just going to take that out and put it aside for now, and I'll be placing another paper to get the third panel for the front. And for the back, I'll be repeating the same process, but I'll be doing the back off camera because I'm trying not to make this video too long. And once I'm done getting all my pattern pieces, I will be adding half an inch seam allowance on each part of all the panel pieces when cutting on fabric.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head.
Here I have my pattern pieces for both the front and the back, and I went ahead to perfect the lines using my straight ruler. Now I'm just cutting out the extra paper from the pattern, and I'll be separating the front panel. As you can see, I have two panels together, so I'll separate that and also cut out the extra paper on the other pattern pieces. Please excuse my breath, I'm having flu at the moment, so it's really hard to do this voice over. So once I'm done with this, next would be to get the pattern to cover up our back up, and as usual I'll be taping on the back up with my paper tape. So I'll tape till I cover up the whole of the back up, and next would be to get the style of the cup.
Diluted, my heart's been wounded.
I have the cup fully covered. Now I'll cut off the excess tape on the back cup, and next is to get the style of the cup. This measurement I'm about to take is for a three-piece cup. This is to make the lower joining of the cup match with the dot line, which is the first panel line on your pattern. So from the pattern, you measure what you have from the starting of the cup to the dot point, and you want to mark that same measurement on the back cup. And from there, you can then trace out your cup style. So now I'm just going to draw the line from that's like the dot line, and I will be freehand free freehanding. I'll be drawing the cup style. So for me, I am going with a two-piece cup, but this is just in case someone wants to make a three-piece cup. So this is how you do it, and you label the pattern. And now I'm going to take off the pattern from the back up, and then I'll cut through to separate the pattern pieces into two. Like I said, I'm going for a two-piece cup. So if you're going for a three-piece cup, you want to cut the pattern into three, two on the bottom piece and one on top, just as I labeled it.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm.
Now it's time to cut on fabric, but before I do so, I'll be taking the fabric to the ironing board to give them a good press. As you can see, the transparent fabric is pleated and it's stretchy, and the gold ones still have the crunch from the bow tie I made out of them. And here is what they look like after giving them a good press. These are the wider piece of the gold fabric, and the transparent one is now stretched out. And these are the pieces I'll be using to do the magic on the back up. And I also cut out some strap to make the boning casing. And now it's time to cut on fabric. So I went ahead to place on my fabric, and I added 0.5 seam allowance on each panel. So for the back up pattern, I cut 4 of each panel because we have 2 back up and we need 4 pieces to cover the back up. So I'll be covering the inside and the outside up properly before doing the draping. Now I'll take all the pieces to my sewing machine and join them together, and I'll be back. Here is what they look like after joining. These are the back up pieces. I've got 4 pieces for the back up, 2 to cover up the front and the other 2 to line it up. And this is the transparent part of the corset. The seams are sewn on the right side, and this is the inside. It looks really neat. Now let's cover up the back ups.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really noticed.
To cover up the cup, I'll be starting by covering the inside of the cup, and I'll start by notching the back cups and the fabric. So if there is any excess on the fabric, it will be on the side. And after notching, I'll start pinning the fabric to the cup by matching the notch point, and I'll pin till I'm satisfied with the look, and I'll take it to my sewing machine to sew round. And this is what it looks like after sewing. I also ran few stitches on the center of the cup to secure the fabric to the cup, and now I'm just trimming off the excess fabric. And once I'm done trimming, I'll start pinning the outer fabric to the inner one, right side facing each other. But this time around, I'll make sure to match the center joining seams together. This is what paying attention to details is. You don't want to have one of your joining in Kaduna and the other one in London, so make sure to match all your seams. You want to make sure everything fall in place both on the inside and on the outside. So after pinning everything together, I will take it to my sewing machine and sew the top together before doing a top stitch. And this is it after sewing. I'm just taking my pins out, and I'll be trimming off the foam on the seam before top stitching.
When I'm with you, I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing. Sitting there, gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of.
And this is it after top stitching. Now I'll be pinning the outer fabric to the cup piece, and I'll take it to my sewing machine to sew it down, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like before moving forward.
I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded.
And this is it after sewing. Now I'm just trimming off the excess fabric on the cup, and once I'm done with this, the next step will be to sew the boning channels to the right side of the top to cover up the seams. And after that, the next step will be to start draping on the bra cup.
You don't ever want to set me free.
And this is it after sewing all the boning channels to the right side of the top, and I also sewed in my loops. So I'm going to put this aside for now, and let's move over to the cup draping. So I already draped one of the cup, and I'll be doing the other one with you guys. This is how it looks in detail, and the drape is about half centimeters apart. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, my inspiration is from Hunger Game, the color and everything. And I guess the draping on the bra cup is the icing on the cake for this corset. The cup looked good on its own, but with the draping it looks even more better. So make sure to make your draping smaller if possible, because I think the smaller the better. Now let's start draping. So I'll grab one piece of the gold fabric, and I'll fold the raw edge in a bit, just like this. And I'll start pinning, leaving a bit of fabric at the beginning and at the end of each side, and I'll make sure I cover the sewing lines on the cup. So this is it. I'm just going to start pinning and pinning and pinning and pinning till I cover up the whole of the cup. So for the width of the fabric, I'll be making two drapes before cutting and placing the fabric again to continue draping.
Here's my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get.
So guys, this is the process. 10 years later, I'm still dripping. I guess I'll be done the 11th year. It takes a while, but the finished look is worth it, I guess. So this is it. Before taking it to my sewing machine to sew around, I'll show you what it looks like once I am finally done. And yeah. And I guess I'm done now. So I will be sewing around just like this, and I'll also be giving it a good press to secure the drapes down. And this is it, guys. It looks really pleasing. Like, look at the inside and the outside. It's lovely.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you.
Now it's time to attach the bra cup to the top part, and because it's a transparent corset, the seams will be on the right side. And after sewing, I will be folding the extra fabric I left on the draped cup to cover up the seams on the right side, and that will also serve as a channel for an underbra wire once I am done. So I'm just going to start pinning the bra cup to the top, and once I'm done pinning, I'll take it to my sewing machine to sew it round.
Better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my.
And this is how cute it looks on the right side, and on the inside it looks really neat and clean. It's giving that transparent corset vibe despite the fabric not being the best fabric to use for a transparent corset. It's still giving. Now I'll be folding this extra fabric in to cover up the seam and also make the channel for the underbra wire. This is what it looks like after pinning around. I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew around. Don't forget to click on the subscriber button and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done that yet, as that will motivate me to film more video. And this is what it looks like after sewing. Now I'll be inserting the underbrow wire and also insert the boning and finish up the hem of the top, and I will show you the finished look. I'm already hungry to wear this corset just like the Hunger Game. And I'd also like to know your thoughts. If you have any suggestion, any question, the comment section is always open and I'll be more than happy to answer whatever question you have. So I'll finish this up and I will show you the finished look.
You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something
And I present to you a work of art, beautifully made with love, and it's giving that sculpture vibe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.